As we get closer to Valentine's Day, a new survey is out showing about 1/3 of employees are dating a coworker. And in response to the Me Too movement, more companies are now considering love contracts to avoid conflicts. It's a discussion we wanted to have just a few days before Valentine's Day.
Yeah, Jennifer Leslie now joins us with a look at the numbers. And is this a bigger issue than it was in the past?
Well, it's certainly something that companies can't ignore anymore. They are finding that it is an issue. CareerBuilder released a Valentine's Day survey that shows 36% of workers report dating a coworker, which is actually down from 41% last year. 22% of workers say they have dated their boss. That's up from 15% last year. And almost 1 in 10 female workers, or 9%, report leaving a job because their work romance went sour.
7% more workers dating their boss. Interesting. So joining us now for a look at the legal implications of all of this is Jennifer Sandberg, attorney with the firm Fisher Williams. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
So let's begin with at what point do people need to report their relationship to their employer? How many weeks in? Do they have to be committed? How do you know?
Well, first and foremost, employees need to follow their employer's rules. And then once they're following those rules, it's going to be hard to decide when is it appropriate to report to your employer. And of course, most employees probably like to keep their relationship out of the workplace as much as possible. And that's really the key to staying professional.
Is there like an average time frame with these love contracts?
I think probably sooner is better and certainly safer.
Okay.
Wow. Most companies are prohibiting relationships in the workplace. Is that the safest thing to do?
From an employer perspective, yes, and absolutely when it comes to prohibiting a relationship between a supervisor or a manager and an employee, companies definitely want to do that. I do see more of a mix in sort of company philosophy when it comes to coworkers dating each other. But when a manager's involved, most employers say don't do it.
How do these love contracts work, and do they really protect the company?
They do protect the company to some extent. A love contract is simply a written agreement between the employer and the dating employees that sets out really the terms and the rules and probably reinforces the employer's existing rules. And employees tell their employer this is a consensual relationship, something we want to be doing. It's not coercive in any way. Again, you don't want a manager and an employee doing that if at all possible, but between two coworkers, it can be a good thing for both the employer and the employees to understand what the rules are going to be.
Well, this has sparked a great debate online. Liza Lucas is following the reaction. What are people saying, Liza?
Well, this is a very personal subject for a lot of people. We're seeing a lot of stories about people meeting their spouses at their workplace. So a lot of that on 11 Alive Facebook. But I want to pull up another comment for you right now. Kelly, she writes, if people would learn the meaning of no and stop badgering others to change their mind, these wouldn't be needed. The contract wouldn't be needed, she says. And another comment from Bryce, sure, to the contracts, it can literally only have positive outcomes. There's no downside, but a lot of comments on this, a lot of people feeling very differently. So head over to 11 Alive Facebook and weigh in.
Thank you, Liza. And in just a few minutes, Jennifer Sandberg will be on our Facebook Live, our 11 Alive Facebook page, the live part, answering all of your questions. Jennifer Leslie will be there with her as well. So please log on and join the conversation because we know there are many, many questions out there that you have. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.